This is EAGLEAL, and today we're going to talk about Zack Baun, how I was absolutely wrong about him. I always got to walk it back when I rewatch the games. He was phenomenal. Not just him, Jihaad Campbell had a really good game. Also, it's a lot of news. Eli Ricks signing back. Should we bring back CJ Johnson? We're going to talk about it all, but let's get straight into it. All right, man. We're gonna talk about a couple quick hitters. So first, I brought up Kelee Ringo possibly starting, and pretty much Vic Fangio confirmed that he will start and he will get an opportunity. But let me play this clip.
Kelee here recently, not in the last few days, but since the end of camp, he's going to get his opportunity at some point, and he got to be ready.
How did you feel?
See, I told you, man. Look like both our corners hurt. We signed Eli Ricks back, and it's Kelee Ringo time to shine. So we see what he can do because he get to play. He's a backup of the backup. The wide receivers they're going to have out there is backups of the backup because no Chris Godwin, no Mike Evans. He really get a chance to showcase what he got because I don't think Adoree Jackson is that great. I don't think Jacorian Bennett is that great. I honestly think probably all three of them is like on the same tier. And it sucks that Kelee Ringo is the third guy after we basically betted on him to be the guy. And we'll see what he can bring. We'll see what he can do against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. He need this game. Like, he needs to have a good game. So we're going to see if he's a baller and he's just not a good practice guy or he's just not a good player overall. So best of luck to Kelee Ringo. Like I mentioned, all the signs are pointing towards Kelee Ringo starting this because Eli Ricks is back. Y'all know me, I'm an Eli Ricks guy. We'll see who they remove, who they cut or whatever. Look like Eli Ricks might be elevated due to missing two cornerbacks. So we'll see about how they elevate Eli Ricks or if they do or not. If he's just going to sit on the practice squad as an extra guy, I don't know. But Eli Ricks is officially back. But let's talk about Kevin Patullo since we mentioned Vic Fangio a little bit. Kevin Patullo, I wanted to hear his answer about his conservative play calling and how he's going to fix this. What's the game plan? And he gave us actually a very political answer. And let me play this clip.
Talked about the one for the offense to be more aggressive. Jalen characterized it as playing not to lose. What have your conversations been like with them since the game about those desires to kind of make the offense a little bit more aggressive?
Yeah, I think that's always when we go into every week, that's what we want to do, right? We want to be the aggressive person, right? The word this past week for the offense, when I spoke to the offense, was attack. We want to be in attack mode. And going into the game, that was what we wanted to do. The first drive was a good drive. We went for on fourth down. We threw the ball down the red zone at the goal line. So we were in an attack mode. We got stuck in those weird situations where we just couldn't get it out of there and get it going. And then the second half, obviously, we had to play a little bit differently, but we were able to get it going. So I think, they know what we want to do. And I think it was just exciting for it to happen and come back. When you get emotional after games, you get excited because we were able to do something that was very difficult to do. And all the plays and the guys played tremendous. The players themselves were awesome in those moments, and the conversations and getting that done was such a big moment. It was really cool for everybody.
Kevin, how important is it?
Very political. Oh, I look to be aggressive every game. Well, the signs are all pointing that you're not looking to be aggressive. You're looking to be very conservative, not trying to force anything because you don't want to turn the ball over. I get it. I see the stats. We're 100% here, 100% there in the red zone. I see it all. But at the end of the day, my eyes show me that we can be better. We can be better. And I've seen a lot of Eagles fans mad at Drew Brees because he had this to say.
Before you mentioned Jalen Hurts, you do know that, right?
Yes, I do. I do.
And you did it on purpose.
I can't. Hey, I respect Philly. They are winning games. They're finding a way to win games. I can't stand to watch that offense. It's the most boring offense.
Okay.
It is.
Wow.
I'm sorry.
You should have seen Stephen A's face when you started with Jordan Love and then followed up with Zach Prescott. Look at me like, did he hear the question
And did you hear what he just said? He said, I can't stand Philly's offense. They're boring.
Who cares?
Wow.
They're winning. That's okay.
Wow. Well, let me ask you this.
Hey, we're in week 3. We're in week 3. We're gonna be on every week. Let's just see how this thing plays out.
Okay. I mean, is that your way to can Boring win the Super Bowl championship? Can Boring repeat?
Hey, absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely.
All right.
All right, so
That's the toughest division in football too. Let's see how it plays out.
Really? Is it? Is it?
Hey, look, if CeeDee Lamb could catch a post route in week 1, then Cowboys have them beat.
That's true.
that's fair.
That's fair.
Well, that's
fair.
the most competitive division in football.
Look, Eagles fans, we are a funny group of people, right? Through 10 quarters before the last 2 quarters we said we conservative. We don't want to ever watch this offense again. Get Kevin Patullo out the building. We need a new play caller. And then Drew Brees come out and say, it's kind of boring watching the Eagles. Eagles fans like, nah, forget that. You suck. Get out the way. What are you talking about, Drew Brees? Without the bounty gate, you'll never have a Super Bowl. Jalen Hurts is better than you, this, that, and the third. What you mean our offense is boring? What are you talking about? I'm like, honestly, we kind of been saying the same thing. So Eagles fans, we are hilarious sometimes. It's like, you know how you got sisters, brothers, mothers, fathers. You know, you would say your little 1-2 about them, but don't let an outsider say anything about them because then, you know, you'll go off. So it feel like that with our offense and anybody else calling us out because I'm like, I kind of agree with Drew Brees. The past 10 quarters, we've been terrible except those last 2. So, you know, sometimes boring can be good. I would say that. He didn't say we losers or anything like that. Sometimes boring can be really good because them super fast, high power offense, sometimes they really don't win it all. You could say Tom Brady best offense is when he had like the Randy Mosses and stuff like that. But they never won. They went undefeated in the regular season, but they did not win. You look at like the Bills, they got a fun offense to watch, but they can't get past Patrick Mahomes. And even when Patrick Mahomes had one of his best seasons, he couldn't beat the Bucks. So it's like, yeah, you want a balance of, fun offense, but you got to know how to dial it back. And that's what I like about our team. So do I believe Drew Brees was dissing? Maybe a little bit, but you know, he somewhat got a point. It is kind of boring to watch, but it's okay because the stats say that, you know, the 100% in the red zone. We won the Super Bowl last year. We sure we can turn it up on the offensive side and make it more exciting. So we'll see what the wrinkles we add. Will we be a little bit more aggressive, but not too aggressive to the point where now we just throwing picks all over the place and stuff like that. Still have your conservative ways a bit, but not too conservative because you got killers on the outside. Hell, you got a killer at tight end. So, and a running back. So use them. Use them for sure. Like, I don't mind a boring narrative, but at some point you got to get this Ferrari or this Lamborghini, whatever you want to call this offense, going. It's okay to drive the speed limit from time to time, but it's the road is empty. Sometimes you go 80, go 90, have fun. So, yeah, I'm not really too mad about what Drew Brees said because it got some validation to what he's saying a little bit. So that's just Eagles fans, us being Eagles fans. Let's be honest. Drew Brees, you're a saint. You can't say anything about us at all. Not at all. And let's talk about C.J. Gardner-Johnson, speaking of the Saints, because we know he was formerly a Saint, and now he is formerly a Texans, the team we traded him to. You know, he was cut. He was cut after 3 games. And let's have fun with this hypothetical because I seen in the rule book that you're supposed to play like 4 games and then you probably can go to the original team that traded you, but it been 3 games. So technically, I guess we can't sign him unless it's some loophole I don't know about. But yeah, man, he was released and Eagles fans like, let's get him, let's get him, let's get him. Now, y'all go back to my previous videos. Y'all know I love C.J. Gardner-Johnson. But we can't bring him back. We simply can't bring him back because, 1, you bring him back to possibly be a backup. 2, He's too good to be a backup. One slip up by Andrew McCouber, one slip up by Reed Blankenship, and Reed Blankenship is not having the best year. I'm letting that go under the radar right now, but I'm gonna eventually call it out. Reed Blankenship looked like trash. I'm sorry, in coverage, he's been looking terrible. And I'm keeping it real. He's been looking bad. And if CJ Gardner-Johnson comes in the building and see that, and we see that, we're like, yo, Reed, we don't care you're a captain, bro. You got to get on that bench. Right now, we believing in Reed. Hopefully, he pick it up. But Reed Blankenship, once again, without playing with CJ Gardner-Johnson, he's not having a good year. I'm just saying. But this is not a Reed Blankenship video. But like I said, just for talking whatever hypothetical sake, you can't bring CJ Gardner-Johnson back due to the reason I just brought up. Because if I see Reed Blankenship playing the way he's playing, and then I'm like, sub him out. We got to get CJ Gardner-Johnson in there because, yeah, CJ Gardner-Johnson give us some big plays, but he catch some interceptions too and make some big plays. So yeah, you can't bring him in for that. And I'm not in the locker room if he's really a distraction or that bad of a distraction in the locker room. You simply cannot bring him back at all. But before we get into the next topic, let's shout out the show sponsor, ProfitX. ProfitX is a new peer-to-peer sports exchange where you can play against other fans and knock the house. That means better lines and even a chance to set your own odds. So download the app, use promo code EAGLEAL to get 1.5% ProfitX cashback for your first 30 days up to $200. As you see here, looking at the games that's coming up Sunday. But there is a game Thursday, Seattle versus the Cardinals. I'm really liking Seattle. Seattle look like they starting to find a groove. I will actually go with the point spread. I like this point spread. And you give me a Thursday game, I would say the under. Point spread, Seattle, under, I like. But if you don't like these odds, you could click here, review the markets. It's 122 markets as we speak. And then if you don't like the odds at the 1.5, you got 2 here. You can actually go 1, basically point spread. You got 2.5. So again, just multiple markets here. I really like ProfitX, man. It's really cool. It's a cool app. Again, if you want the benefits of using this, just put in promo code EAGLEAL and let's get back into the video. Now let's talk about Zack Baun, man. Zack Baun, he had one hell of a game when I rewatched the game. I'm like, man, this guy is flying around. I thought he was really good in coverage. To be honest, the whole team was struggling on the run game. Even like Jihaad Campbell didn't look that great in the run stopping. Zack Baun didn't look that great in run stopping, but in coverage, again, sideline to sideline, he was really good. And he was the highest graded Eagle on the team with like a 90. And I think Jihaad Campbell was in that top 5-ish too. Jihaad Campbell on his side, he continues to show and to impress me more of his coverage. Like he can really cover as a linebacker. That's the thing that's wowed me the most about Jihaad Campbell. And Zack Baun, he's getting better at coverage. Last year to this year, he's way better. I still believe we got some run defense to work on in general. I've been talking about Jalen Carter. I think he haven't been that great. The numbers are pointing he hasn't been that great because we know the run stop and starts up front. Jordan Davis been doing his job really well. But the linebackers, they not benefiting as much as they did last year stopping the run because one defensive tackle is off, and that's the main guy is Jalen Carter. But I think eventually Jalen Carter will get it together. He got a wrist and shoulder injury. He will get it together. More tape, more stuff is coming out. I'm seeing more stuff on Twitter to validate what I'm seeing. I'm like, Jalen Carter look like he's half-assing. Like, he got to be better. So, once he get it together, linebackers, the run defense, I believe, will be a lot better, especially with the way Jordan Davis had been playing. And then even Byron Young coming in from time to time looking good. Moro Jomo, Another phenomenal day. I know this topic is supposed to be about Zack Baun, but the problem I have with Zack Baun is the run defense, and the reason why is possibly because the defensive line is not the same. But once the defensive line get it together, Zack Baun, you'll see him at his final form, is really stopping the run. But we need that push from the defensive line for those guys to really attack. But that's all I got for you guys today. And hey, man, what do you think of how do you feel? Zack Baun balled out. Do you have a problem with Drew Brees said? Am I off on that one? I'm telling you, the Eagles are a family member, and like an outsider can't talk about the family member. That's how I feel when it came to the Drew Brees topic. But Drew Brees was kind of spitting facts. I ain't gonna lie. And Kelee Ringo, how we feel about that? But this is Eagle Owl, man. I'm out.